Hello everyone, I welcome you all to my channel Revealing Concepts. In today's class, we would be solving problems based on the concept that we have learned in the last video, which is the standard form of quadratic equations, and we also saw how to identify whether given an equation is a quadratic equation or not. So here the question says that represent the following situations in the form of quadratic equations. So you would be given three different situations, and based on the situation and the information that is given to you, you have to frame the quadratic equations. So let's start. The first question says that the area of a rectangular plot is 528 meters square. The length of the plot in meter is 1 more than twice its breadth. We need to find the length and breadth of the plot. So here we are supposed to find the length and breadth of the plot, and we have been given certain conditions. Now since we are supposed to find length and breadth of the plot, therefore of course we are going to take the variables in terms of length and breadth of the plot only. But now I want you all to remember the standard form of quadratic equations, which is ax square plus bx plus c equals to 0. Now we all know that a quadratic equation is an equation whose maximum degree of the variable is 2, and at the same time there is just one variable involved in this equation. Hence, even though we are supposed to find length and breadth, we are going to take just one variable here and try to express the other quantity in terms of that variable. So according to the given condition, if you see in the second line, it is written that the length of the plot is 1 more than twice its breadth, meaning depending upon whatever would be the breadth, your length would be 1 more than twice its breadth. So here your length is expressed in terms of breadth, and that is why we would be taking the variable x to be the length of the breadth. So we would say that let x meters be the breadth of the rectangular plot. Now if x is the breadth of the rectangular plot, then we are going to use the condition, and the condition says that the length of the rectangular plot, so let's say that the length, or we can say therefore by given condition the length of the rectangular plot they say कि it is 1 more than twice its breadth. So whatever would be the breadth, उसको twice लेना है और उससे एक ज़्यादा. So 2 times the breadth plus 1 more. This is nothing but the length of your rectangular plot. Now that we have got the length and breadth in terms of x, we are going to use the initial line of the question, which says that the area of rectangular plot is 528 meters square. And we all know that area of any rectangular field is length multiplied by breadth. Now the area is given to be 528, your length is 2x plus 1 and your breadth is x. Let us first simplify. So we get 2x into x plus 1 into x. So 528 is equal to 2x into x. So x into x, according to the rule of indices, we know that since the bases are same, hence the powers get added. So 1 plus 1, so which is 2x square plus x. Now we have got an equation, which is an equation in one variable and whose maximum power is 2, but it is not represented in the standard format. So what I'll be doing is, I'll be writing it as, I'll be shifting 528 on the other side. So we get 2x square plus x minus 528, which I can write as 2x square plus x minus 528 equals to 0. So now here if you see, we got the equation as 2x square plus x minus 528 equals to 0, and this is how you have represented the first situation in terms of quadratic equation. Now let's start with the second one, which says that product of two consecutive integers is 306. We need to find the integers. Sometimes it is very important to note the keywords that are given in the question, and in this question the keyword that is given to us is consecutive, because if they wanted they would have given just the sentences product of two integers, but the word product of two consecutive integers, where the word consecutive plays a very important role, meaning they are saying that if you're taking 2 to be the first number, then the second number has to be 3 and not 4. Why? Because 3 is the consecutive integer to that of 2. So consecutive integers are basically the immediate integers before the integers that you have taken into consideration. So here, if you want to represent it generally in terms of variables, what you're going to do is, if you take x to be the first integer, then of course x plus 1 would be the next consecutive integer, which is pretty simple, because if you take x as 1, your consecutive integer would be 1 plus 1 equals to 2. If you take x as 2, then you would get 3 plus 2 plus 1, which is equal to 3, and so on. So here if you see 1 and 2, then 2 and 3, like this, with this representation of x and x plus 1, you would be getting the two consecutive integers. And that is why we can say that let x comma x plus 1 be the two consecutive integers. Now according to the given condition, product of these two consecutive integers is 306. That is why we can say that x into x plus 1 equals to 306. Now let's multiply x with every term that is there inside the bracket. So we will get x into x plus x into 1 equals to 306, which is x square plus x equals to 306. Again, we are going to represent it in the standard format. That is why I would be bringing 306 on the left hand side, which is that is why I'll get x square plus x minus 306 equals to 0, and this is how you would be representing this situation in terms of a quadratic equation. Now let's move on to the next question, which says that Rohan's mother is 26 years older than him. The product of their ages in years, 3 years from now, will be 360. We would like to find Rohan's present age. Here if you see distinctively, these three questions are very, very different from each other. Meaning, for example, here if you see, they have just asked us to find Rohan's present age, and that is why, since they have asked us to find Rohan's present age, that is why we would be taking the variable as as the present age of Rohan only. So I will be telling you what I want to tell about the other two problems, but let us first finish this problem. So we would take let x be Rohan's present age. Now if x is Rohan's present age, then there would be something that is given with respect to his mother's age. So here if you see, the first line says that Rohan's mother's age is 26 years older than him. So it means that whatever is the Rohan's age, उससे 26 साल बड़े उनकी mother होंगी. So here we can say that therefore present age of mother would be equal to x plus 26 years. And why this is so? This is according to the given condition. There they have said that the present age, or you could say Rohan's mother, is 26 years older than Rohan. So since we have taken the present age of Rohan to be x, therefore present age of his mom would be 26 years more, which is x plus 26 years. Now let us use the condition. They are saying that the product of their ages in years, 3 years from now, will be 360. Now this condition is about the ages 3 years from now. meaning 3 years later from the present age. That is why we can say after 3 years, let us first try to calculate their ages after 3 years, then represent it in the form of an equation. So after 3 years, Rohan's age would be x plus 3 years and mother's age would be x plus 26 plus 3 years, which is basically x plus 29 years. Now let us use the given condition. They say that अगर हम इन दोनों का product ले लेते हैं, if we take the product of these two ages, then the product comes out to be equal to 360. Therefore, we can say according to the given condition, x plus 3 into x plus 29 is equals to 360. Now let us open the bracket. So x into x plus x into 29 plus 3 into x plus 3 into 29 equals to 360. Again, we would be using normal rules of indices. X into x would be x square plus 29x plus 3x plus 3 into 29 is 87, and that is equal to 360. Now again, here since these two are the like terms, that is why we can combine 29 plus 3 is 32. So we will get x square plus 32x plus 87. I will be shifting my 360 on the other side so that I would get the standard form. Now plus 87 minus 360 is minus 273. So x square plus 32x minus 273 equals to 0. And this is how we get the quadratic equation for even the third situation. Now, as I've told you, here if you see, you might be confused as to what exactly should you take the variable as. Like here if you see, they have straightforward asked ki what is Rohan's present age, and that is why you started by taking x to be Rohan's present age. In question like this, if you see where you have directly given one keyword, so here consecutive is the hint that you know you are supposed to take x and x plus 1. Now in questions like this where you would be confused, where the question would ask you to find two quantities and you cannot take two variables. So in that case you need to go and look up for the conditions that are given to you, और आपको देखना है कि कौन सी quantity को दूसरे quantity के terms में express किया है. For example, length is given in terms of breadth. तो अगर length को breadth के terms में दिया है तो आपको breadth को variable लेना पड़ेगा, and that is how you would solve the problem. So here all these three problems are very different from each other in terms of taking the variables. So you need to keep the general concept in mind so that you would be able to solve the problems. So in today's class, we learned how to frame equations using the given situations. And I hope you all have understood the concept that was been taught today. If you have any doubts, you can pin them down in the comment section, and see you soon in the next video. Thank you.